Hello, my name is Joshua Ling, and I am a junior at Colorado State University. I am majoring in forest and rangeland stewardship with a fire science concentration and a minor in geographic information systems. Today I'd like to talk to you about a research project that could not only save lives, but save untold millions of dollars.
The problems we are facing are the consequence of over 160 years of bad fire practices that suppressed natural fires and allowed our forests to become cluttered with an abundance of dead woody fuel. When a fire inevitably strikes the forest, all that extra fuel makes the fire become much more destructive. In addition to the inherent damage caused by these fires, they also tend to bake the soils dry of any moisture and life, including seeds, roots, fungi, and bacteria. This makes the soil extremely brittle and susceptible to erosion. If ignored, it could lead to mudslides, washed away roads, flash flooding, a die-off of all the aquatic life in the watershed, and rivers and reservoirs so full of mud they need to be dredged, all of which pose physical threats to life and property, and cost in the millions of dollars to fix. This is why the Burned Area Emergency Response Team exists. They're an agency of the United States Department of Agriculture, and they respond to wildfires all over the nation to identify these threats and treat them. In addition to other duties, one way they treat these areas is to spread seeds and/or live specimens of plants so that the plants will grow roots and stabilize the soil before it slides. I believe that a research experiment could produce results that will improve the success rates of these emergency seedings. A relatively new field of ecology is the study of the relationships formed between some kinds of fungi and plants. Most people think of mushrooms when they hear the word fungi, but those are just the fruiting bodies. The main body of the fungi is a network of hyphae that are much like roots, hence my interest in their ability to help stabilize damaged soils. These hyphae can penetrate the roots of above-ground plants and form a symbiotic relationship with them, called a mycorrhizal relationship. The fungi eat the stored sugars and carbohydrates they find in the roots, but at the same time, they provide the roots with much more water than they could absorb on their own. This benefits the above-ground plant because it can then increase its photosynthetic rates. This way, the fungi and the plant are both benefiting from the relationship. This interests me for two reasons. One is that if we help jumpstart this relationship, it could lead to plants growing faster and stronger. This is important, because after a fire it becomes a race against time and the elements. The faster the plants grow, the more roots they put into the soil, the faster it can withstand a downpour or wind event. The second reason is that the fungi's hyphae will also grow like roots, further reinforcing the soil. Basically, this could be a pollution-free fertilizer that, itself, also helps to prevent erosion. However, to do this experiment will cost well over $1 million of taxpayer money, and is inherently a risk. Even if the experiment is performed flawlessly, the final results could end up being that it simply doesn't work. And the experiment also has many moving parts, all of which present possible complications. The experiment calls for 6 locations in different biomes all over the nation. A slash reduction prescribed burn will be conducted at each site to simulate a destructive fire. The sites will have 2 plots consisting of a control plot of just seeds and a treatment plot of seeds coated with fungi powder. After the treatments, field technicians will sample and measure the soil to see how effective the treatment really is.
True, the costs and time constrictions of this experiment are a risk. However, if it can yield statistically significant proof that the added cost of this fungi powder will lead to more success in our BAER treatments, can we really afford not to? Beyond just the financial considerations, we also have to think about our duty to protect human life. And I believe that we would be remiss if we didn't fund this research experiment. I thank you for your time.